Hey y'all, it's your girl Shay.
Yo, it's Jasmine.
Hey y'all, it's Diamond, and welcome back to New Age
Um,
Mamas. Hey
Shay
y'all.
Country. She's talking about, hey, yo.
yes, my Alabama popped out.
Okay,
How
How
y'all
y'all
doing?
doing?
I'm doing pretty
Um,
well.
yeah, it's Monday. We lit.
Y'all lit. I'm tired.
No, I'm tired too. That's why I'm like, let's start this. Let's
It,
get the episode. Let's
yeah.
start this episode. Because I be at 9 o'clock, I be cut.
Under the bed.
Man. But no, but life is good. Life is good. I went to a wedding over the weekend. Then my one of a associate of mine, he had a proposal to his girlfriend, but now fiance. Speaking of proposals, hold on, pause. What's up with the wedding planning? Shay, what's up? What's going on?
Um, we're talking about it. We've been going back and forth over what we want to do. There's a lot going on in life.
Yeah, and I
Planning
feel
a
you.
wedding Planning wedding is hard. You get engaged and people the next day people like, when's the wedding? I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, let me
We
think
just
about
got
it.
engaged.
Yeah, so I was thinking 2024, but I'm honestly thinking about possibly pushing back to 2025 just to give us enough time to get what we need and save up what we need to have a wedding the way we want to. 'Cause we ain't balling,
What
you
type of
know.
wedding do you want? That's what I was about to ask. Like, what type of wedding y'all want?
Honestly, I want something like, you know, small, medium size. Honestly, like I want, if I could do this, if I find like the perfect spot, like I want a really cute backyard wedding. Like that's what I
That's what
want.
I was just thinking, G. I'm like, I personally would want a backyard wedding. Like,
I think the idea that is so cool, and then like the fact that I can do so many things as far as DIY, like I already know I'm capable and what I'm capable of, and the fact that Terry do woodworking and stuff like that, he be building us frames and little displays or whatever.
yeah.
So it's just more so giving us time to really plan that out and figure that out. And we don't really
Aren't
know
you,
nobody with
aren't
a
you,
backyard.
aren't you in your best friend's wedding too, right? So that's a lot on you, right?
Oh, I
Yes.
forgot about that, Diamond.
Yeah, I'm a maid of honor, so I'm
Oh,
honestly I'm low key trying to wait till she get a little bit further along and solidified. So then, cause she's my maid of honor, so she's gonna be helping me. So we
Yeah.
helping each other out. We got each other's back on this.
when is her wedding?
June 2024.
Oh yeah, that's soon. So that's a lot. Plus you gotta spend money on bridal shower and all y'all stuff. So stuff adds up. So for
Yeah,
the people who
and
are
my
married, oh go ahead.
I was just gonna say my fiance is a groomsman in their wedding as well.
Mm. So
Yeah,
y'all, it's double trouble.
Right.
yeah,
Y'all got a lot.
That's a lot going on. So yeah, y'all who are married and had a wedding, let us know. Let us know about the expenses. Let us know some things that y'all would do again with your wedding and
yeah,
which
or
you
do
would
differently.
do differently. Let us know if you would spend that money, if you wouldn't spend that money, if you would do the vendors. Let us know. We want to hit an inside scoop. So, just slide in our DMs. I could put a poll up on Spotify. Let us know in our YouTube comments. I wish Apple had a way to, comment, but also maybe we'll make a post on Instagram just because our co-host is getting married. So she want to know details. We want to know. I want to know
Okay.
Yeah,
too for our future weddings.
yes,
Okay. Because
okay,
I'm with you, Jack.
turn
Our
up.
future wedding.
Look, our future weddings. I want to know what's going on because I don't want to spend that much money.
Yeah. I think this couple, y'all probably know when they said they didn't want to go into they marriage, they want to go in debt free. So they had a very, it was just them. Like some people do
Hey,
that. Some people live for the moment to have the big dream. Like I'm one of those people.
she said, "I want to see." Look, and then your husband gonna be like, "Yeah, that's why your daddy paying for the wedding, because
Right,
usually
exactly.
your daddy paying, so you can have that dream. Look, he got it.
And my friend, like, she's having a pretty decent sized wedding. Like, it's like almost 80 people.
That's a lot of people.
That's decent. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Decent.
that,
How many
I'm
and
people
saying
gonna be at you?
some people look. I was
I'm
talking to
saying that's a
somebody
decent amount.
who said they had 300 people.
Bro,
Oh no.
you don't talk to all
Even
them.
know 300 people.
You do not talk to these people. I personally, this is just me. Like the people that I will want at my wedding, especially if I have to spend money for you. People just think most people do not bring money, are not bringing cards or gifts. Most people
Yeah,
are coming and you are paying for their plate. But somebody that I barely talk to, and it's like no offense if I barely talk to you, no, I'm sorry. Especially depending on what the budget is, what I got going on. But
Yep.
also I personally don't want my wedding at a banquet because that's when it's
Mhm.
$50, $60 a plate. I don't really want that. Like I want like a backyard or a nice outdoor space or even a nice indoor space, but not where I got to spend a minimum for a plate. So
yeah,
yeah, most people are not giving you money, and you don't even talk to all them people all the time. No, and you
yeah.
can't bring your kids. I'm sorry, love them, love nieces and nephews. No,
They
maybe
got
Yeah.
it depends. I feel like it depends. It really depends. I don't. Would y'all want kids at y'all wedding? I think it
I,
depends.
no, I don't want kids at my wedding.
You like, but my daughter gonna be there.
right. That's
Yep.
why like it depends because we know our children is 9 times out of 10
Yeah,
times out
My
of 10
daughter,
gonna
my
be at
daughter
our
has
wedding.
to be there though. I'm not going
yeah,
to
of
have my
course.
daughter at my wedding, but I don't want y'all kids there. I can
Hmm.
control my child, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Yep.
if y'all kids over there messing with my cake, we gonna have a problem. People don't be
Yeah.
like, no offense, but people don't be controlling their kids or watching after their kids like that all the time.
That's
You
true.
know,
And y'all stop having this lemon cake at y'all wedding. I don't like that.
I tell y'all what type of
I
cake.
look, she
don't like
airing out
that.
some grievances right now. She said no
I
more
don't
lemon
like.
cake.
I'll be eating it, but
Gee,
I don't want no dang on lemon cake.
He good.
gee, I'm crying.
I'm gonna have a lemon cake just for you. No, just
Mm-mm.
play.
Or don't have no filling in it either. I don't want none of that strawberry banana cream. I don't want none of
You just
that.
want a plain cake,
Give me a
baby. Just
plain.
just bring your own cake at this point, baby. Bring you a cupcake.
Mm-mm.
Oh, but okay, y'all. Enough about that. We done got into it. Diamond, what's up with you?
Right? How the kids doing?
Right? How the kids doing? The kids good. The kids
The
grown.
kids good, yeah. Grown. Like
We went to the dentist today, and he sat in the seat all by himself. He like, yeah, I did this before. He was
okay.
talking to the dentist, and he opened his mouth and got his teeth checked, and he was being a really big boy. So I'm really proud of him.
Oh, okay.
Okay, shout
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, what I
Baby
meant
boy
to do
daughter.
was I meant to ask the dentist would she mind coming on a podcast. So I'm low key gonna try to like send an email or something, just because I feel like that'll be a good episode. Us, having a
Absolutely.
dentist coming on talking about the health of our baby's teeth and everything like that. Because there's so many different misconceptions about when to take your child to the dentist. Is it beneficial? Blah 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 blah. So yeah, I
Oh
think
yeah,
that'll
the
be
type
cool.
of toothpaste to use and
Yeah,
everything.
exactly.
Absolutely. That would
Yep.
be great. I love
So
to hear
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna email him.
What
Yep.
about you, Diamond?
Um, everything is good. Life's been lifing as usual.
Is
Jason,
Oh,
Jason, like he's on top of the world. Like he is something else, baby. Like at this point, he raising me. Like
he's
it's at
telling you
that.
what to do.
Yes, like like picking him up from daycare. He knows our house, so I'm driving and I go
Yes.
to make a U-turn. No, mommy, this isn't the way to our house. No, we have a blue house. I'm like, I'm just turning around. Like he
He like
is
this
tripping.
ain't it.
right. Like,
He
what are
like,
you
we
doing,
have a
mom?
blue house. I'm like, boy, like, yeah,
These kids be so smart.
They are.
yeah, yeah. It's bittersweet though, cause he don't allow me to pick out his clothes anymore. He wants to pick it out. Like today with him and Bun had on the same raincoat, and he's like, I'm wearing this raincoat. I'm like, okay, for one, how you know it's raining outside? Cause you ain't looked outside.
Also, he picked out the raincoat and he didn't know it was raining outside.
Right, yes, this morning. So
Wow.
coat like laying here, and he's like, it was out like in plain sight where he could see it. The rest of his coats are hanging up in the closet, so he didn't see it. But he like, I'm wearing this Paw Patrol raincoat, and I'm like, okay, how you know it's raining outside? And for two, okay, dang, like you can wear it only because it's raining. And then I tried to put on his rain boots. I don't want to wear my boots. I want to wear these shoes. I'm like,
They
God,
telling us.
yeah, like it's one of those, and I'm like, it's so bittersweet because I like picking out your stuff. And the crazy part, y'all, when he picks out stuff, it typically matches. For a lot of kids, it don't normally. They just throwing stuff to what
Wow. He
it
got his
typically.
mama style.
Yeah, he like both of these are blue, mommy. I said, yeah, so you can wear that. Like, yeah, so he's doing a
I
great job.
love that.
We've been working on him tracing, so he's been doing a great job with tracing. So yeah, and then like now, like
Same.
in the car, I like to play little games with him, like ask him what color our house is, and then when we on the block, point to our house, like just to give him the runaround. Halloween coming up, so y'all know I'm excited about that.
We
Planning
know. Let us know
planning
what you're doing.
rooms. Yeah, we not doing nothing. Like I already know our plans. Well, I'm gonna like take him on our block to go trick or treating, but not for long because I do want us to hand out candy to trick or treaters at the door. Like I want him to be able to put the candy in the trick or treaters bags and stuff when they come. So that's pretty much what we gonna do. We gonna get some Halloween pajamas and just chill. I am gonna get him a costume so for him to wear to school because that Halloween's on like a Tuesday. So yeah, and then y'all know me, right? As soon as that's over, I'm starting my Christmas shopping. So
Yes, we know. I'm surprised you ain't start already.
I
I think
dang,
Diamond froze. Oh, I'm like, Diamond
it's
froze on my
froze.
end. But you said what, Shay?
I
How's the
just lost my,
baby?
I lost my train of thought, but she is doing good, y'all. Like that girl's something else. Um, I can't. I'm. She's not in the mode where she don't really cares what she wear as long as she put some clothes on. But she has to help. Like
Yes.
you know, and there are times where she's like very particular, like if it's one of her favorite dresses, like she it's this one dress that she loves and she feels so pretty in it, like she walk around hand over fist,
Oh,
like mommy look I'm pretty. I'm like yes girl you are. um but she just moved into a new classroom, like she moved up to an older kid classroom, and she's been doing really good in there because like I told y'all she kind of was getting bored and with the younger kids and just
yeah.
needed some
Mhm.
more challenges. So it's definitely been a like it's been a difference, but the transition wasn't bad for her. Like they sent home, this was so cute y'all, they sent home this bag. It had a binder in it and a penguin in this book, and the book was it had the penguin in it. And so we read the book, and in the binder basically it was like a page that said like this is Mr. Sparkles, this is our
Oh,
friend. We are like write a note basically, like the instructions on what to do with Penguin in the book and everything. And we only had it for one day, like because we got it late and you supposed to have it for a whole week. But like me and Milani, I took out my Polaroid camera and we took pictures with the penguin after reading the book, and then you write a letter and you add we added some pictures too. So we added the Polaroid pictures that we took. And just I just wrote a little story about like us having fun with the penguin or whatever. And she being in homework.
Okay,
mm.
getting real.
So it is. It is. So
Look at our
shout out
kids
to
growing
her.
up.
I know. Like I was talking to somebody, I was like, you don't think about certain things that your parents was probably doing for you when you were growing up. Like all the navigation and stuff that they had to do. Um, like just like how me and Diamond was like, all right, we not gonna do daycare this year. We're gonna wait another year based on this, and this. Or like, I have a coworker who is trying to move because her son is being bullied and the school is not going
Oh
to be.
no.
Yeah, and it's like she's just like the school is bad, like it's not just her kid, it's just other instances of stuff that she's seeing. So it's like, as a parent, it's like, do you stay or what if like what if she couldn't afford to make that move, and that she
Right.
had to keep her son there, and she couldn't really do anything about it, other than like going up there and snapping one day, which she's just really not that type of person. So it's just like, we don't always think about the scenarios we may have to deal with being a parent,
Yeah.
but
Hmm.
we definitely as parents can do something to stop us from having another kid so soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spill
segue,
going
segue into
into
that topic.
birth control, baby.
Birth control.
Birth control. So, like, before we really get into the what we're doing now, let's back it on up, back it on up, back it on up. So let's talk about, like, okay, cool. Everybody know what birth
Pre-baby.
control is. Yeah, pre-baby. Obviously we weren't taking any, but or obviously it wasn't working, but I wasn't taking anything. But pre-baby, like backing on up. There's different types of birth control. Of course, birth control pills, the patches, IUD, condoms. So it's so many different options
Plan
that
B.
you have. You said what?
Plan B.
Plan B. But that's not a birth control.
Yeah.
It's
Because
That
not.
is
that's when you are
no.
going to
So,
take.
hey, look, y'all, Plan B. So I'm glad Shay brought this up. Plan B is the Plan B, not birth control. That's
Look,
the Plan B. If you oopsies, and then I got to take
but you know
this.
what? I'm glad I made that mistake because I'm pretty sure there's other people who make that mistake.
No, I'm so glad you made that mistake and said that because Plan B is legit a Plan B. And they even say that in the commercials. Plan B is not a form of birth control because some people
Right.
will keep taking it, be like, oh, boop, boop, take it every
Right.
week
Let
or
me get that
whatever.
$60.
Yeah, no, yeah, that thing is expensive. It's OC. I'm 60. But
If you go to the stores, you see them mugs locked up.
yeah, they.
Yeah. They keep them locked up.
Hey, Shay,
So
like,
PSA, they are not a birth control.
yes, Plan B are Plan Bs. Please use them as such for incidents that use it immediately. But for incidents when you messed up either on your birth control, don't have it. But please don't take that consistently. You need to figure out a different method. Maybe
Period.
stop having sex. But but anyway, so what types of birth controls have y'all been on, and how did that feel with your body and what made you pick that birth control?
For starters, I have never, ever, ever, ever been on birth control.
Wow, that's okay. That's good. So, were you solely? So, I have a question. I'm going back now because I know when I turned about 16, but everybody knows. So if you don't know, if you're a listener, I have PCOS. So my periods have been irregular since the beginning. So when I was like 16 or 17, like my period was irregular and I'm not thinking anything of it. So my mom made me take a pregnancy test. What's going on? I'm like, I'm not pregnant. But she also is the one who told me to get on birth control. So did your mom ever suggest for you to get on birth control, or how was that conversation?
No, me and my mom never had the birth control conversation, and I'm
Really?
2 years old. No, um, I had, uh, I had a conversation with my aunt before, like, and it was after Jace. Of course, after
Not
after
after the
like,
baby.
yeah, after the baby. So it's like after a while, after you have your baby, you will find this out too. Like the doctors will tell you about birth control, they'll talk to you about it, try to educate you about it. And they only know so much on it, so they will give you, my doctor gave me different pamphlets and handouts and guides and stuff, and was, telling me about different birth controls. I read it, I looked over it, I did my research. I was about to go with the Nexplanon. Now that's the birth control that goes in your arm. And I was about to go with that one. The rest of them that I like, I heard a lot of side effects about it, and I just was scared, honestly. And I'm still scared, which is why I'm not on birth control right now. I'm scared of the outcome. I'm scared of really the side effects, honestly. A lot of people blow up from birth control, get big. I know a couple of people who teeth have rotten from birth control.
Teeth
Um,
have rotting. Oh my goodness. Is it from
yeah,
birth control?
yes. It's my mother, honestly, and I don't think she mad me saying, but yes, my mom teeth had started getting bad, and she was on birth control. My aunts too, as well. They both would go to their appointment at the same time to get the shot. Um, so they appointments were scheduled around the same time. They would go to get the shots, and then at the same time, both of their teeth like started rotting. Um, it took a minute
Wow.
for
I didn't even
that,
know
like,
that was a side effect.
yeah, that was one of the side effects. And my mom had to keep going back and forth to her dentist and like getting everything checked out and stuff. And same with my aunt. Now everything is cool.
That's good.
Um, yeah, so now of course now everything's cool because they grown now, so they got their tubes tied at this point. But yeah, but at first it was at first yeah yeah. So yeah, me I never been on birth control. I didn't even know what birth control was until honestly college, I think, because
Wow.
high school somebody had because in high school this girl alarm had went off in the middle of class and she just randomly burst out and was like, I gotta take my birth control pill. And we just looked back, and at that point I didn't know what it was. Like other people knew what it was, but like that was her, because the teacher had kind of went off like, you supposed to have no phones and all that stuff, and she's like, I gotta take my birth control pill. So she pulled out her little pill thing and took it right then and there. And I was just like, what the heck? But I never like went home and questioned or asked my mom about it or nothing like that. Like I just let it go. And yeah, probably when I started college is when I started like hearing more about it and started doing my research. And after I had Jace, of course, doing my research. But yeah.
Wow. So my question to you, Diamond, is how did you feel, being not really knowing that information around, especially around college? I don't know, I don't want to put your business out there, so I'm gonna say high school, but at least college, being sexually active. Like, how did you feel? Because since you didn't know any of that information, you didn't know if you could process that, or if you may have wanted to get on it before, because it's like this is something so new to you that you just like, oh wait, what's that? Like, how did that make you feel learning about it afterwards? Or really kind of being already, an adult?
I think it really goes back to how I was raised and how my parents brought me up. A lot of times, and it's my parents had me at 16. Like if for those who listen and watched the episode with my dad, they had me at 16. So they were still kids themselves. So when I was growing up, to see their daughter, like for example, when I got my cycle, I didn't have the conversation before having my cycle. I didn't know what a cycle was. I didn't know anything about it until I had it that day. And that day I was
Mm.
at school, and then that's when later on when my mom picked me up from school, sat me down, hey, this is what that is. So it was like, I don't know, the same when it came to being sexually active. My parents knew at some point I was sexually active, and that's when they sat down and had the conversation with me. It wasn't before. Um, so that's why, like, now trying to, when I'm raising my son, I want to install, like, trying to teach him things beforehand so that he can play it with cautions and be cautious about things that's going on in life. Like, I feel like and my parents learned from raising me. I'm the oldest, and I'm their first daughter, their first child, and they learned with me, and I know they learned because now I see my brother and sister moving differently because my parents then had the conversation that they had with me during the time it happened, them growing.
Mm.
So before, like,
That makes
for
sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like my parents were just learning, so I wasn't like upset about it. Like, oh, my mama didn't have this conversation with me or teach me
Yeah,
about it.
you was just like, oh.
Yeah, oh, okay. Like I get it now. So I'm saying like now that I know more about it, and I still like ain't thought about getting on it. I have thought about getting on it, like, but I just thought more about the side effects and my body and what it'll do to me. Like if I want to protect myself really, and a lot of they'll say this on the commercials, birth control does not prohibit you from getting any type of sexual diseases
Yes.
or things of that nature.
Yeah.
So it's like if I really just want to protect myself, I just have to use a condom, or I've been with the same person for 5 years, so we just been playing it safe, honestly. So just
You
leave it at
like pull out game method been hopefully been.
okay.
Sorry, parents,
Okay.
if you're listening. Um,
Y'all all right. We got here. Look, there's a way we got here, and I'm sure it wasn't pretty.
right. So I'm sure, but oh, that's so interesting. I'm glad you shared that. Thank you for sharing that, Diamond, because
Yeah.
probably a lot of people's parents have not had that conversation out there, and they don't know what birth control is. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry for assuming people do know what birth control is, but birth control basically is something that you would take, a woman would take, well, one part of a birth control, something that a woman would take to prohibit from having pregnancies. Even though there is a small chance you can still you can still get pregnant on birth control,
Absolutely.
especially
Hmm.
like with the different types, and then especially sometimes like with the pills. Say if you take birth control pills, you may not take it if you don't take it every day at that same time. Then more effects of higher chances. It's different effects with different birth controls,
Yeah.
so definitely do your research with some of that. And like Diamond said, she didn't know, so it's birth control pills, there's patches, there's IUDs, which they stick something inside your uterus, I believe. Shay, is
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
Shay? Yeah, okay. Diamond, you sticking to your uterus. There's one
And they last for about 3 years.
the one in your
Yeah.
arm, I know, lasts for 3 years. I used
Three
to have the
years.
one in my arm. So for
I
birth
thought the
control,
IUD was like 5 years.
I think
5.
so. I
Yeah.
think it's
Yeah.
5. So yeah, they all last between different times. So it's definitely figure out which one is best for you. Shay, have you been on birth control before?
Yes. I've tried two different types of birth control. I have been on the pill and I've been on the shot. The IUD is not really an option for me. Because most of like which I kind of feel like maybe the better option is the copper option, and I'm allergic, so I'm not putting
Mm.
that in my body. I've also known someone who got the implant in their arm, and they really had some trouble with it. They didn't really even have it in there long, and at one point
Mm.
they had to get it taken out because it like fused in with their skin or something like that. And they had a bad scar on their arm. I don't know if it was just a bad implant or whatever, but yeah, they definitely ended up pregnant still, and
Mm.
they got a little fat.
But sometimes I feel like sometimes did you get fat because of the birth control, or did you gain weight because you were eating? Like we gotta
Mm,
also gotta think about different things. I feel like it's different cases for different everybody.
Hmm. Yeah,
yeah,
but that was the first thing I asked my doctor.
I
I said, "Which one will most likely make me gain weight?" And she said, "The pill, definitely."
so
So
I will
I was
say
like,
for this individual, they were like slimmer before they got on birth control. I did notice a weight gain as they, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
thick y'all, my nose is running.
No, yeah, but that weight gain is for real. But I'll talk about my experience after Shay.
But yeah, so on the pill, it was fine. It was just more so like I couldn't remember to take it. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't do reminders. I'm gonna be like, okay, reminder go off, and I'm gonna still be like, okay, whatever. Sorry, my nose is running like really bad right now. I feel disgusting. I'm so sorry. Um, but yeah, the shot, I will say for me, I felt like I gained weight on the shot. But to be fair, I was already bigger after having my child. So the pills were pre-baby, shot was post-baby.
Okay,
Let me
I was just about to
clarify.
ask you that. Okay.
So I was scared of getting pregnant again so soon after having my traumatic birth story. And so I did get on the shot for a little while. I feel like it stopped my period for a little while, and then when it came back, it was like really like light and spotty or whatever. Um, yeah, I didn't really like it though. I think I ended up stopping, just because I didn't really like the way I feel. I feel like my hormones were like just off. Like I feel like it's supposed to
Mm.
regulate your own hormones, but it didn't feel like that for me. So I ended up not continuing the shot, and I'm currently not on birth control. Um, it's above me. If it happened, it happens. So I'm
I
being
love
very
it. It's
careful.
above me.
I'm being very careful.
Really?
Yes. I feel like sometimes in relationships, people think you shouldn't wrap it up, but that's what we do. So, um, yeah, I'm just that's our way of being cautious. I'm fearful of like just my next pregnancy experience. So I want to go into that lightly. I want to be prepared. I have a plan which includes obviously having good insurance, but also I have short-term disability like I did last time to extend my FMLA. I plan on getting a doula, so that's my next step. So if I I'm still on the fence about having another kid, but if I do, that's my plan.
Jay, I'm really proud of you for saying and admitting you like, hey, like even though we're in a relationship, we're about to get married, we still use a condom because I don't want to get pregnant. You are for sure, you know how like some people say like, oh, well, I don't want to get pregnant, but then they don't take the proper precautions to not get
Yeah.
pregnant. So it's
Yeah.
like people can say, well, yeah, I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant. But then it's like, y'all are not taking the proper precautions to not get pregnant, which
Exactly.
whatever matters cost. So you're, actually, we about to get a little detail, right? What I'm about to say, but you're actually like, sacrificing the non wrapping it up feeling
Yeah. And I
to not
mean,
get pregnant.
I feel like I'm gonna get a little candid here. Like, I feel like people use that excuse of like, oh, it don't feel as good or it's not as good or whatever the case may be. And like, that's just not my experience. Like, me and my partner make sure that we both enjoy it, whichever way, we have to do that. You know, like, I don't know if you like okay, Diamond, how you said like you didn't really have a conversation growing up. Like literally, my dad's talk was with me was if these dudes telling you they love you, they don't. Okay, they're just trying to get in your pants. And if they are, and you feeling them or whatever, you want to even go that far, make sure they wrap it up. And he was like, if he doesn't want to, he don't
Well,
love
we had
you.
that conversation, but by that point, I didn't already start. Is what I was getting at.
Man,
But we had.
I know I was young when we had this conversation. Okay,
But I feel
I
like your
was
point
very
is a good
aware.
point, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a very aware kid. So like I knew about periods very early. Like when I got my period, I say, "Mom, I got my period." I literally knew I was kind of prepared. I was just like I knew it was going to happen. And like my mom had kind of talked about, I seen her on her period. I seen her change her pad. Like I was prepared, and we still had to talk about it. And even like I had a very detailed traumatic sex ed class in seventh grade. That I'll
I
never
was just about to
forget.
say, I'm like, I definitely had a sex ed class in seventh grade. I remember that. Did not everybody have to do that?
I
Yeah,
also
I
had one
did.
in
I
high
don't remember
school.
it.
I remember it.
I
I
was
remember
traumatized.
I
Okay,
wasn't traumatized, but I remember they was like, I
we
remember
watched
they was
this
talking about them
one movie,
STDs.
y'all. Yet we watched this one movie. I don't even remember really what it entailed, but it just made me feel like I never should have sex. That's how it made me feel. So like I I don't know. I don't really remember the one in high school, but I remember the one in seventh grade, and it made it imprinted on me heavy.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So yeah, no, I appreciate your candidness because that's real. And um you are so like, no, like not right now. And I don't want to take this chance. So I'm proud of you. And thank you for sharing that because a lot of people wouldn't. And a lot
Yeah,
of people would be like, no, people would judge me, but baby, we gotta do what's best for us. So
Okay.
and I'm even be more canon. And I'm not gonna say we are perfect every time. Let me be real. Okay, there
right.
are times where it ain't some around, but for the most part we are safe in that way. And he's even said like if we do take that route, have that next child, and we don't want any more, he's getting a vasectomy. He doesn't want me to have to
Okay.
go through Like he's like, I'm done anyway. So like
So
I
Okay.
would take
y'all,
I
so
would
no tube time for you. So it's on him.
um I it's not to say that I wouldn't get my tube tied. I don't wanna like I'm I don't want two baby daddies. If something happened to him or anything, we break up or whatever, I'm just having those kids. I'm not having more than one baby daddy. I'm following after my mama with that. like,
Mm.
like it's just that, you know, and that's just me, like personally, that's just how I feel. But um yeah, like that's just something he's came to me and said, like he's willing to do that so that I don't have to even make that step. Like he's like, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay. Jazz,
Look, that was it, Jazz. Your turn. So I've been on plenty of birth controls.
I can't see you guys no more, y'all.
I was just about to say I can't see you all, but I hope. Oh, it's still recording, but yeah, it's black on my screen too.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
not sure why though, but yeah, it's black on my screen too. So
I
Lisa,
can see y'all. Listeners, I'm so
why I
sorry.
sound always? Yeah, listeners, I'm sorry. Why I sound be acting bogus? What about now, Diamond? Can you
I
hear
can
me?
see you now. I still can't see Shay. Yes, I can hear you clear though.
Okay, I can't see neither one of y'all, but okay, cool. So yeah, I've been on a lot of different birth controls. So the reason why I end up getting on birth control was because once I found out I had PCOS, I believe I was a freshman in college, or I was like a senior in high school when I found that out. The reason why I got on birth control was because they told me that it would help regulate my period. And so when I first got on, I got the pill. And, you know, when you have on the pill, you're supposed to remember it, usually take it around the same time every day, but at least take it every day. Y'all, I was not taking it every day. And then,
It's
so, you know,
hard.
it's hard. And then, you know, if you miss a day, so my little silly tail, I was like, okay, I missed a day. Let me double up. Let me take it. Let me take two in one day.
I'm
And, you
dead.
know, once you do that, for the people who know, who take the pill, you spot it now and it throws everything off. It doesn't, oh, it still doesn't protect you. Once you miss a day, you mess up. So yeah, I did that. I had the pill, I had the shot, which I did gain weight on the shot. Um, I had the shot. What else did I have? So I had the pill, the shot, then I'm back on the pill. And then I end up changing to the neck, what's it called? Nexler or whatever, in my arm for 3 years. I had that in my arm for 3 years and I end up getting it taken out. So once I got that taken out, so yeah, I only did the pill, the shot, and the Nexlar. So once I got that taken out, I was done. I was not putting that back in my body because it didn't help regulate my period. So I'm like, if it's not help regulating my period,
Then why am I taking it?
why am I taking this? So like, it's no
No, I
point in me
feel
taking
that.
this. And
And I
especially
feel that
because
too.
yeah, and especially because I was with my son's dad, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have the issue if I got pregnant. Like, it wouldn't be, I mean, it was still a shocker. I was like, oh my God, I got pregnant, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
I thought it was going to actually be hard for me. I thought I was going to have to be like one of those people, you know, it's going to be hard for me to get pregnant because
Yeah.
I had PCOS. But, you know, by the grace of God, you know, God's plan, he blessed me with my son, and that was a big surprise. So yeah, it wasn't complicated and unexpected. But yeah, so with birth control, and then after, like Diamond said, once you after your 6 week, no, after you have your baby and your 6 week consultation, they ask like, hey, so are you getting back on birth control? And they really advocate. When I tell y'all, they advocate. They, oh no,
Mm-hmm.
I really think you should get on birth control. Here's the birth control. No, I'm not getting on that. Like, I'm
Nope.
not. And I'm like, if I don't want to be pregnant, we need to take other precautions. Like, but
Right.
birth control, I'm not putting that in my. That's just me now. Me saying this as a 30-year-old woman that I don't plan on getting on birth control, and I don't think I'm gonna change my mind anytime soon. It just didn't help me for the situation of the reason why I was on it, and I just feel now I'm just being, you know, more cautious of what I'm putting in my body, what
Yeah.
is infecting me, you know what I'm saying, what I eat, because I feel what we eat has a big has a big
Impact.
factor, yeah, impact of what's going on with our health and like what we put in our body. So, like the American diet isn't the good diet. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel what we eat can really test of your hormones or getting things on right, on healing certain things. So I'm just trying to try those things before I put, it's like, okay, if y'all found this medicine to help us not do certain stuff, so obviously it's foods to help us not do certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's just, I'm cool on the birth control. If people who are still on it, that's great, because some people are like, hey, I don't want a baby, but I still don't want to wrap it up and sexually active. Cool. That's just not me
Yeah.
at this time.
And some
But
people actually see the positive side effects. It does regulate their period. It does make things
yeah.
easier for them. It does, like, it doesn't give them bad side effects. Some people, it's like, it take away my period. I don't have no periods and I don't have no problem. You
Yeah.
know,
And
it
that
depends.
was me at first. I wasn't having no problems and not having a period. But then I kept hearing it's bad that you're not having a period because you're not detoxing your body.
Right. And there are so many side effects, like Diamond said, teeth problems, weight gain, moodiness and hormone changes, like not having a period. And sometimes that can be worrisome because you always thinking, dang, am I pregnant? Am I pregnant?
Yeah.
You know? And so, like, it's like, dang, I gotta take a pregnancy test, and I'm like, I'm on this birth control, but I don't know, and it's not guaranteed. It's a lot of different factors around that, and yeah. So birth control. I don't even know what to say, but
Yeah, I
like,
feel like for what you're trying to say, Shay, I feel like if it if you believe that you don't want to get pregnant and you want to try it. See if it works for
absolutely,
you. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely,
See, try the different ones and see what works for your convenience, works for your in your schedule. See what works for you and if it affects you and if it doesn't. But I like I said, I've tried and I've had it for years and I've tried it for, numerous times. I'm good. I'm okay now.
yeah.
I've tried it. So, but if you want to
You know,
try it. If you don't.
like, and let's say you take in, and this is not a suggestion, this is not a solution at all. But for me personally, my periods improved after I had my child. Like, that was always like the motivation for getting on birth control. I was already I was always most for the most part a pretty cautious person. Honestly, I feel like God just wanted me to end up with Terry because that's why I got pregnant. But like, like I had always been someone who tracked my ovulation. I could tell when I'm
Dang.
ovulating. I can literally feel it. Like, so like I'm cautious in those ways too. If you're gonna be cautious and you don't want to take birth control if the side effects are not good for you, make sure you paying attention to your body. Make sure you tracking your periods every month. And if you can or if you can remember, if you need some assistance, there are apps for that and they will tell you estimated at least what time a month you're ovulating. You can also tell, this is gonna get TMI, by your discharge, what time a month you're ovulating. So if you like, and people who are like trying to have baby who are like on IVF and stuff like that, they track it that way because you can tell, like, if you pay attention to your body, that peak time when you're ovulating. And when I look back at my own conception of my child, I was like, I wasn't tracking my period the way that I should have during that time, which I knew better. But I was in a new setting and I was getting used to a new routine and everything like that, and that's why I was thrown off. So it makes sense. But there are different ways to, like, track that and to be careful. And condoms is not the only way. If you one of those pull out people, you need to really be on that schedule and when your period is and how many days. Like, you need to know your cycle like the back of your hand, you
So
know?
Shay, you mentioned apps. Do you use any apps that you would suggest for them, or what would you suggest for them to start with if they want to track their periods? Because maybe they want to get pregnant and they want to know when is the best time to get
Yeah,
pregnant. So especially
absolutely.
for somebody like you who tracks this stuff and knows this stuff, because I don't. Well, I mean, I just started tracking it now, but I use my health app on the iPhone. I just like insert my period. I still don't know when I ovulate. I'm not all up on that. I'm just tracking. Okay, I've got my period. That's all I put in there, and boom, and now I walk away. So that's
Right.
it. So for the people who are on it like you are, like where should they go? What should they do about that?
All right. So I have three suggestions. First is the app Flow. Is what I used for a long time. I kind of got scared around the time of the Roe v. Wade um stuff that was going on, because they were saying like the apps could track, like, let's say you didn't enter in a period for a few months, they would kind of assume you were pregnant. They could like turn that information over to like the police or whatever. And I wasn't sure what Illinois was going to do as far as the laws and stuff like that, so I stopped using that app completely. I did start
Wow.
using the Help app on iPhone. And it is a really good app. I don't, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think it tracks your ovulation. Um
Not that I know of.
yeah, so the third suggestion is, if you are, like, let's say you're manually tracking your cycle, and let's say from the first day of your first day of your period to the day of your next period. Like, that's how long your cycle is. And you can look it up. I'm not even exactly sure. But once your period ends, you have a certain amount of days that until your ovulation starts. And
Mm.
so you can kind of
And
track
ovulation time is when the time that people get pregnant. When you ovulate is when you can get
you are
pregnant.
your most fertile. So
Hmm,
that's when your
okay.
egg is dropping and going into your uterus and attaching to your uterine wall. Getting real scientific. But
Okay.
Go, yeah,
um
go, girl.
I'm smart sometimes. So yeah, like that's how it works. So when you're ovulating, like, it's around that time, and that's like the most potent time you can get pregnant, because your egg is in your uterus, and if sperm reaches it, perfect storm. And then that's why sometimes people have, pregnancies in their tubes, because like the sperm may have traveled up into their tube and the egg was traveling down, but it didn't quite make it down to the
Oh
uterus.
wow.
Yeah. So, um, yeah, like you could look it up on Google, track like let's say it's a 28-day cycle. Let's say you have a 30-day cycle. They have measurements on there that you could use, and then you can track it manually if that's what you want to do, to see, and just if you want to know your body. I feel like it's really good to know your body, where you's at. I always know when I'm ovulating. My man stay away from me when I am. So like that's another precaution that I do. It's
Nice.
not a
Okay.
guarantee, but there are ways outside of birth control if that's just genuinely not an option for you to stay safe.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for
All
breaking
right.
that
Thanks,
down,
Shay.
Shay. She broke it down for us.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Yes.
I'm gonna take a page out of Diamond's book. This is a good episode.
Yes. Any other key takeaways? Any other key takeaways?
Let me look, making
I
sure.
feel like Shay broke it down really good. But yeah, as some key takeaways, plan B is not a form of birth control.
Yes,
Use that as a last minute option. There's condoms, there's try birth control if you want to try birth control. If not, do whatever you need to do. Shay just said a great way to try to be safe tracking your period. And she just sent a lot of information and apps for that. So let us know if that was helpful. Let us know if we missed anything. Hit us up. Oh, y'all didn't say this. Let us know if we missed
right.
anything. Don't feel bad. We're human and we're just talking about our experiences. So we're not diets. We're not scientists. We're not doctors. None of that. We're just talking about our experiences, and we all have been candid. Like Diamond said, she never took birth control. Shay says she has. I've took plenty. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and we take it for different reasons, and figure out maybe what's your reason.
Yeah,
Diamond, may not have an issue with her period being regular, so she didn't really have to really need it.
yeah,
So yeah, let us know if you have a reason and why you made your decision. We would love for you to share that information with us and have a conversation about it.
yes, for sure.
Yes. I ain't gonna even say it because Shay already said it, but y'all already know. But go ahead, Shay, with your mom of the week.
Okay, so I am prepared this time. Okay.
Period.
I want to shout out. I'm gonna give a Love Island style. I want to shout out this person because they're an amazing mother. My girl Carissa. Um, we've been friends
Aw.
in high school. Um, this girl is literally the reason why I graduated. I attribute that to her. I um admire the type of mother she is. She has like I don't know how old she is now. About 8 or 9, maybe. Maybe that's too old. But she had her daughter a little bit younger. So when we were younger, and she kind of just took on that role. She was the only real mom I knew, and I didn't understand anything about mothering. So like, just seeing her take that on and do a great job and just navigate so many things. I love you, girl, and I appreciate you, and like, I'm so proud of you. You're a great mom.
Aw,
Yes.
congratulations. Look,
Yes.
hearts. Look, this is what the kids be throwing up. They be our age group. They be like Diamond.
Ain't that Illuminati?
We for kids. We doing kids. They be and look, your baby gonna come home soon talking about she know how to do a diamond.
Oh God, I hope
Okay.
not. I'm tired of this phase where she come home acting like a cat. Okay.
But shout out to the mom of the week.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to you.
Carissa.
Woo-hoo. Y'all, thanks again for listening to another episode. Woo-hoo. Y'all, we almost at 60. 60 episodes. Woo.
We coming up.
Okay, coming up. We almost at 60. We appreciate everyone who's been listening, especially those who've been with us since episode number 1, since day 1.
Oh
So please
no.
please don't forget to leave us a review on whatever platform you are listening to us on. It will only take a few minutes. We would like to reach out to more moms, to more parents, more fathers. Also, please follow us on all social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter at New Age Mamas. Y'all didn't think we didn't talk about it all within almost 60 episodes, but we haven't. We have so much more in store for you guys, and tune in to the next episode. That's a wrap.